Greetings, everyone. This is Jeff Wilkerson, Professor of Physics at Luther College, bringing you the next in our series of what to look for in the night sky. It's January 20th this time around. Pretty good moon week. The moon starts half full and fades mostly away as the week goes on. So on the evening of the 20th into the morning of the 21st, the moon will be just over half full, and it'll be about half a degree. Remember, we're going to talk about this all day, so let's just start this week with this. Remember, everybody, hold your finger out at arm's length. That's about a degree. The width of your finger is what we're talking about as a degree, and your fist is about 10 degrees. So that sets the scale for everything we want to talk about. So if we talk about an object that's 5 degrees separation, it's about half a fist width at arm's length. 1 degree separation, about a finger. You can put your finger between them if you hold it out at arm's length. And so the moon starts about a half a degree from Spica, the bright star in Virgo. So we've got this bright star in Virgo and a 50% full moon, 55% full moon sitting next to it. Nice sight to start the week. By the AM, the morning of the 24th, the moon will have faded away to about a quarter full, and it will be 5 degrees or so, depending on what time you look. The moon moves a fair amount during the course of the night. And it'll be about 5 degrees west of the bright orange star Antares in Scorpius. We think of that as a summer object, so that tells us we're just churning right through wintertime as we start to see the stars of summer rising in the east in the morning now. Quarter full moon, it means it's going to be up. You don't have to be up really early to get, you don't have to wait really close to sunrise to catch this. It's going to be right there. So that's our moon for the week. In the evening, Venus is big and bright, and Venus starts the week. Remember, we talked about last week, Venus had a close pairing with Saturn, and it's still right there. So Venus, on the evening of the 20th to start the week, Venus is going to be sitting about 3 degrees due north, straight above Saturn, more or less. Right between them, more or less halfway between them, off the line just a little bit to the east, is the star Phi Aquarii. And Phi Aquarii is a 4.2 magnitude star. Remember, the brightness of the stars count backwards. 5th magnitude is about what you can see under really good dark skies. You might be able to see a 5th down to 6th magnitude, but that's really stretching it for most of us. If you got light pollution at all, 3rd magnitude is going to be a stretch for you, depending on how much light pollution that you have. So this is a star that's certainly visible. Binoculars will pop it out right there, and so you can see it sitting between Venus and Saturn to start the week. As the week goes on, about a week later, the evening of the 26th, Saturn will have moved, Venus will have moved, goodness, Venus will have moved, and so it'll be about 7 degrees separating Venus and Saturn now. So Venus is continuing in prograde motion, moving east against the background stars. So Venus is moving right along. It more than doubles its separation with Saturn as the week goes on. On the evening of the 26th, Venus will be sitting almost due west of Neptune, and it'll be about 5 degrees due west of, half a fist width due west of Neptune. And Neptune, that's an interesting, that separation of Neptune from Venus is an interesting separation, because 5 degrees, if you've got a pair of 7 power binoculars, that's more or less. That's going to be pretty close to the field of view of the binoculars. So if you get Venus in one edge of the field of view, you should be able to get Neptune that just appears in the other edge. It's going to depend on your binoculars a little bit. You might have to toggle back and forth just a little bit, but this is a great opportunity to go out and observe Neptune if you've not observed Neptune before, because Venus is a can't miss, brightest object in the evening sky, and you'll move across and catch Neptune on the other edge of the field of view. And Neptune should look brighter than anything that's around it, or most things that are around it, and it's going to have it's going to not look like a star in your binoculars. It's going to have a sort of disc shape. You can tell it's not pinpoint like a star, and it should have a kind of greenish blue color to it that most of the stars don't have as well. So you'll have a pretty good opportunity, and if you watch it and make a sketch of other stars that you see in the region, you might notice over the course of the week ahead, if you keep watching it, you can see it move, and then for sure you've got your identification of Neptune. Go out, give Neptune a try this week. It's going to be great. On the way there, from the 20th to the 26th, on the evening of the 22nd, Venus sits about 1 to 2 degrees southeast of a pair of galaxies, NGC 7546 and 7556. Relatively dark skies from the moon in the evening. So dark skies in the evening. You should be able to go out and try this. It's a challenge. I think we talked about this pair of galaxies once before with the planets in this region guiding our way to it. And so I think it was Saturn we were talking about before. This is 6 months ago or something like that. I don't remember. But a while back, I think we talked about this pair of galaxies. A real challenge. So this is for those of you who are looking for a challenge. You got a telescope, a pretty good size telescope, and you got a wide field eyepiece, a wide power eyepiece. Go out and give that a try and see if you can see. There's other faint galaxies in the region, so you might stumble across some other faint galaxies around there. But try scanning just about a degree or two to the northwest of Saturn, and you should land. So you take your eye field. It depends on what your power of your eyepiece is. So you might be able to get both Venus, get both Venus and these galaxies in the same. So a nice wide enough field. But if not, just scroll a little bit. So just get Venus. Watch it go. So it's half an eyepiece field of view out of the field of view as you scan to the northwest, and these galaxies should be in there someplace. Give it a try if you've got a telescope and you're wanting to do something really challenging this week to do that. Meanwhile, we got Mars still in the sky. Mars is great. And so Mars is up all night. Basically, this region of the sky transits, which means it's on the line that connects north-south directly overhead. It transits at 11 p.m., roughly speaking. It's going to rise almost half an hour earlier at the end of the week than it does at the beginning of the week. So this is rough. And it depends on your local longitude, how you have your clock set there. So transits at about 11 p.m. And we've got the two bright stars, Castor and Pollux are the twin stars, and they're separated by about 4.5 degrees, about half a fist width again. So we go over here, we drop straight down to start the week. So this is where we are at the beginning of the week. You drop straight down from Pollux 2.5 degrees. So about half the distance between Castor and Pollux, drop straight south, and you come to big bright orange Mars. So you got three big bright dots in the sky. Just about 1.25 degrees below Mars is Kappa Geminorium. Kappa Geminorium is a 3.6 magnitude star, so as long as you're not observing from inside a city someplace where it's big and bright, you should be able to see that without any optical aid. Binoculars should pop it out for you. Kappa Geminorium is a binary star with a separation of about 7 arc seconds, which is great for a small telescope. So you got frustrated, you give up on trying to find these faint galaxies, go out and split the binary star Kappa Geminorium, and there's a big brightness difference. The fainter star's 8th, maybe 9th magnitude is the fainter star, and the brighter star is up around 4th magnitude. So big bright star with a little faint companion in there, but 7 arc seconds should be easy to split in your telescope if you have a telescope right there. They're both G-class stars like the Sun. The difference is the primary star, the 4th magnitude star, is a giant star, so it's a big, massive star. Evolved star, and this is a main sequence star. So the secondary star is a star very, very much like the Sun. So that's an interesting thing to think about if you go out and you find these two stars. I recommend it. Go look for that binary. By the end of the week, Mars will have moved. Mars is in retrograde motion, so it's moving west against the background stars right now, and it will have moved across to be about 1 degree from Upsilon Geminorium, a 4.1 magnitude star. So it's this 4.1 magnitude star, noticeably fainter than Kappa. So see if you can identify Kappa and Upsilon right there as Mars tracks from Kappa toward Upsilon as the week wears on. As the last thing to think about observing this week, Castor, the bright twin star that's north of Pollux right there, is separated from Aldebaran, the bright orange star in Antares, and you'll pass Jupiter on the way right there. The big bright Jupiter's up in here, but you've got about 40 degrees that separates these. So big wide separation between Castor and Aldebaran, but halfway between is a beautiful open star cluster M35. Your binoculars, you might be able to see it without any aid if you've got a good dark sky. Your binoculars will show that open star cluster very nicely. Lots of glittering stars. You have your telescope out. You've been doing this other work with your telescope, and you have a nice low-power eyepiece. It's going to just be a shower of beautiful stars that show up here from this open star cluster. So that's the last thing for you to check out. Lots of interesting stuff. We've had lots of interesting stuff every week. No trouble thinking about what we want to see. I mean, the trouble thinking about what we want to see each week and what we want to talk about each week is that there's just too much stuff to talk about. So it's a great week. As always, everybody, thanks for watching, and we hope you have clear skies in the week ahead.